3 years ago, they were an underground music duo, and nobody really knew who those two eccentric guys were. But 2025 was the year everything changed for Catriel and Paco Amoroso. They went from unknown artist to winning 6 Grammys and performing with Kendrick Lamar, but how and why? Catriel and Paco Amoroso have known each other since they were 6 years old. They started making music with the band Astor and worked on solo projects. At some point, they became a duo and started experimenting with very different music genres like jazz, electronic, funk, trap, and hip-hop. But their breakthrough came on October 2024 when NPR released their Tiny Desk concert, which went completely viral on social media and on YouTube with around 50 million views. From that day on, everything changed. This video gave many people outside of Argentina and even Latin America the opportunity to discover Catriel and Paco Amoroso's music, live presence, and of course, sense of humor. It didn't take long for major international artists to notice them, and they joined Kendrick Lamar as the opening act of the Latin American portion of the Grand National Tour. The viral Tiny Desk concert and the success that followed gave birth to a deep reflection about fame and the music industry, which they explore in their album Papotas and the single #Tetas, which we will talk about a bit later in this video. In 2025, they won 5 Latin Grammys, including one for Best Short Format Music Video for #Tetas and a Grammy for Best Latin Rock or Alternative Album for Papotas. But what makes them stand out so much? Well, first, they always use the platform they are given to tell something meaningful and question modern society. And secondly, their artistic vision is so refreshing. They are fun to listen to and to watch while making very good music. We live in an era that makes it harder and harder for artists to stand out and catch the attention of an audience. To offset this phenomenon, Catriel and Paco Amoroso became masters of storytelling. They have this rare ability to reinvent themselves musically and visually with each new project, leaving us wondering who the real Catriel and Paco Amoroso are. They use satire and irony in their music to express an opinion. The album Papota is actually a satire of the music industry and the fame they gained following the Tiny Desk concert. And the song #Tetas, with its bold music video, is the perfect example of what the Argentinian band is capable of.
Tienen que estar a la vanguardia. Un hashtag. Piensen en un hashtag. Eso, en un hashtag.
¿Cómo que hashtag? No sé, boludo. Decir tetas.
#Tetas, which can be translated to #tits or #pecs, highlights many things that are wrong with our society. In the music video directed by Martin Piwojenski, Catriel and Paco explore the pressure of fame and beauty standards. As they come back from the Tiny Desk concert, they meet a music producer named Jimbaland, who promises them that they will win a music award and be famous in the US if they change how they look and go viral on socials, because the only way to succeed is to be anybody else than yourself. The music video is divided into 2 parts. The first one, more hip-hop inspired, happening in a record label turned gym, and the second one, inspired by R&B and the early 2000s boys band aesthetic, clearly reminiscent of the Backstreet Boys era. In a 2-minute song, they managed to openly criticize the music industry, how it shapes artists, but also our obsession with how we look and the so-called perfect body. By referring to a Chad, Catriel and Paco reflect on what masculinity really is. A Chad is the stereotype of the perfect man. Attractive, tall, if he can be rich and charismatic, it's even better, and of course, he works out a lot at the gym. So Catriel and Paco are advised by Jimbaland to work out and eat a lot of protein if they want to win a music award, which highlights the current fitness craze and obsession we have with protein. And talking about protein, what the hell is going on in supermarkets? Every major food company seems to be capitalizing on the trend. Protein yogurt, protein pasta, protein ice cream, and even protein water. Yes, protein water. According to a 2025 brand survey, 44% of US respondents want to increase their protein intake, which is a 10% increase compared to 2024. In India, the protein market, once reserved for bodybuilders, is booming and reached 913 million in 2025, and it's projected to reach 1.58 billion by 2034, according to the Indian media First Post. Catriel and Paco Amoroso amplified their Jimbo satire by wearing muscle suits during their performance at the Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon, and tried to highlight the pressure felt by many men to look like this or that, six-packs and a perfect jawline. In an interview for The Guardian, Catriel and Paco even said, "Pop music can be so polished, so scared to offend, but we want to poke at expectations of masculinity, of genre, of what a Latin artist should look like or sound like." We are constantly pushed to change our bodies and faces by social media, filters, advertising. With lyrics like "I don't even need photo filters," Catriel and Paco highlight our constant obsession with what we look like and the pressure to glow up, a term that's currently everywhere on socials, as if being your authentic self wasn't enough. You need Botox, a good surgeon, treatments to make you complete. In recent years, the number of cosmetic procedures has increased in many countries, reaching 38 million globally in 2025, an increase of 42% since 2020. But why is that exactly? First, the global pandemic. It forced many people to go from in-person meetings and social events to Zoom meetings, forcing them to look at themselves on a screen for hours every single day. So people became more aware of how they looked like, which led to dissatisfaction for some, and therefore an increased interest in plastic surgery above the shoulders. Some experts call this the Zoom effect. In addition, more free time led to endless social media scrolling, which is flooded with people retouching their faces and bodies and making them used to the edited version of themselves, which leads to an increased demand to look like an Instagram filter. Pop culture, with the Kardashians for example, and the rise of social media changed the negative perception we had on cosmetic procedures, normalizing non-surgical treatments like baby Botox injections, for example. This new norm also spread to the music industry. At the end of the music video of #Tetas, we can see Catriel and Paco being cooked in a microwave by Jim Baland, which is a way to say that the music industry often tries to change artists so they reach unrealistic beauty standards. Some may think the song #Tetas is cheesy, but it's actually the point, to use cheesy and exaggerated visuals to share their point of view on society, but it doesn't make this song less addictive. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, make sure to subscribe for more videos and leave a comment to let us know what you think.